Stop using cottage cheese until you watch this video. For years, this food has been marketed as clean, safe, and almost medicinal. Doctors recommend it, diet plans praise it, seniors rely on it as a daily staple, believing it supports strength and longevity. But what if that trust is incomplete? What if the biggest risks aren't on the label, in the commercials, or even discussed at the doctor's office? Behind that quiet container in your refrigerator is a chain of overlooked details involving medications, storage habits, and health conditions that can quietly turn a healthy choice into a hidden problem. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear changes how you see this food forever. Today, I'm going to reveal 8 cottage cheese brands that are harmful to you and your family's health. 1. Kroger, the trust of a grocery giant. For many Americans, Kroger is not just a brand. It is where weekly routines happen. Prescriptions are filled, groceries are bought. Trust is built over decades. Kroger's cottage cheese is marketed as affordable, accessible, and nutritionally sound, especially for seniors living on fixed incomes. But affordability can hide quiet trade-offs. Kroger's cottage cheese contains sodium levels that, while within regulatory limits, can add up quickly for seniors managing blood pressure or heart conditions. Many older adults consume cottage cheese daily, unaware that repeated servings may push them beyond recommended sodium intake. More importantly, Kroger's packaging, like most major brands, offers nutritional information, but no practical safety guidance. There is no warning about how long the product remains safe once open, no reminder that 5 to 7 days after opening is the true safety window, regardless of the printed date. For seniors who eat slowly, spooning from the same container over 10 or even 14 days, that silence matters. Kroger sells food, it does not sell education, and that gap follows the consumer home. 2. Prairie Farms, when farm fresh meets medical reality. Prairie Farms has built its identity on wholesomeness. The name alone evokes fields, freshness, and old-fashioned reliability. Many seniors gravitate toward it because it feels closer to the source, less industrial, more human. Yet Prairie Farms cottage cheese carries a hidden issue rarely discussed in dairy advertising: phosphorus content. For the millions of Americans over 65 living with chronic kidney disease, often undiagnosed, phosphorus is not a minor detail. It is a serious medical concern. Cottage cheese contains significantly more phosphorus than many other soft cheeses. For kidney patients, excess phosphorus accelerates bone loss and increases cardiovascular risk. Doctors often tell seniors to eat more protein, but what they don't always explain is that protein from dairy arrives bundled with minerals the kidneys may no longer process safely. Prairie Farms is not unique in this, but its wholesome branding can create a false sense of safety. For seniors with declining kidney function, this is not about fear. 3. Daisy, the brand that sells simplicity. Few dairy brands lean harder into minimalism than Daisy. Pure and natural, the advertising says. Fewer ingredients, cleaner labels. It feels like the safest choice in a crowded aisle. But simplicity on the label does not equal simplicity in the body. Daisy's cottage cheese, like all dairy products, contains calcium, a mineral that plays a crucial role in bone health. But calcium also has a lesser-known side effect. It interferes with the absorption of certain medications. This matters deeply for seniors. Calcium binds with antibiotics like ciprofloxacin, levofloxacin, and tetracyclines, reducing their effectiveness. It also interferes with common osteoporosis medications and some HIV treatments. Taken at the wrong time, cottage cheese can quietly sabotage medical therapy. There is no warning on Daisy's container, no timing guidance, yet pharmacists recommend spacing calcium-rich foods at least 2 hours before or 6 hours after certain medications. 4. Breakstones, when freshness depends on your fridge. Breakstone's cottage cheese has long been positioned as premium. Creamier texture, richer taste,
a step above store brands. But premium branding does not protect against one of the most common food safety failures in America: home refrigeration. Food safety guidelines are clear. Cottage cheese must be stored below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Yet studies show many household refrigerators, especially older models, operate above that threshold. Seniors, in particular, may not own refrigerator thermometers or realize that the door is the warmest part of the fridge. Breakstone's containers often end up exactly there, in the door, exposed to temperature swings every time it opens. At those temperatures, bacteria can double every 20 minutes. The product may look fine, smell acceptable, but microbial growth doesn't announce itself. Manufacturers can control temperature until the moment of purchase. After that, safety becomes a shared responsibility, one consumers are rarely trained for. 5. Friendship dairy, the slow spoon problem. Friendship dairy is especially popular among older Americans who value taste and texture over trends. It's often eaten slowly, thoughtfully, a little each day, sometimes straight from the container. And that's where a hidden risk begins. Every time a spoon enters the container, bacteria enter with it. A spoon that touched a mouth, a spoon that touched fruit, a spoon wiped on a napkin and reused. Over days, that repeated exposure accelerates spoilage. Food safety experts warn that cottage cheese should never be eaten directly from the container over extended periods. Portioning matters. Clean utensils matter. Yet no brand explains this. Not Friendship, not any of them. 6. Organic Valley, when health halos hide timing rules. Organic Valley attracts shoppers who believe organic automatically means safer in every possible way. Fewer additives, better farming practices, cleaner labels. And in many respects, that trust is earned. The brand has built its reputation on transparency, animal welfare, and ingredient simplicity, which matters to health-conscious consumers. But organic dairy still follows biological rules that labels do not override. Organic Valley cottage cheese still contains calcium in meaningful amounts. It still supports bacterial growth once opened, and it still interacts with medications in exactly the same way as non-organic dairy. Organic status does not change how antibiotics bind, how thyroid medications absorb, or how osteoporosis drugs require empty stomachs to work properly. Many seniors choose Organic Valley precisely because they are managing multiple prescriptions and want the cleanest option available. But health halos can be dangerous when they stop people from asking timing and interaction questions. Organic Valley is not misleading, it is simply incomplete. And in healthcare, incomplete information can quietly lead to real consequences. Store brand generics, the expiration date myth. Across the country, store brand cottage cheese sits quietly in refrigerators, wearing different labels but following the same invisible rules. Most people trust the printed date stamped on the lid, believing it determines safety. It doesn't. The moment that seal is broken, the countdown begins. Food safety authorities consistently recommend consuming opened cottage cheese within 5 to 7 days, no matter how distant the best buy date may look. Many seniors stretch one container across 10 or even 14 days, not out of carelessness, but out of trust. They believe the date protects them. In reality, sell-by and best-by dates measure freshness, not bacterial risk. Texture and smell can remain deceptively normal, while harmful bacteria multiply unseen. No brand clearly explains this difference on its packaging. That silence matters. It turns a simple habit into a quiet gamble. one reinforced by a date that feels official, reassuring, and dangerously misunderstood. For many seniors, asking questions is not overthinking, it's protection. The strongest safety tool has never been a warning label or a commercial promise. It's awareness. If this helped you see your food differently, like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe so you never miss information that helps you make safer choices. Thanks for watching.